Hey Zelda fans, drop your favorite game in the comments below. Let's see what your tier list would look like.
Can we move on already? You two have been arguing about Zelda 2 for 30 minutes. Let's just drop it in B tier and call it a day.
Yeah, fine, whatever. Let's move on to a game that actually matters. Sleepy Joe can enjoy being the only person in America that likes Zelda 2.
Shut the hell up, Donald. It has enough fans that it has a randomizer.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Guys, quit bickering already. It's going in B tier, and that's that.
Fine, but I'm not happy about it.
All right, moving on to A Link to the Past. Honestly, I think this is an easy C tier, B tier at best.
C tier, have you finally lost your damn mind, Barack? A Link to the Past is the quintessential 2D Zelda game.
Oh,
But it's not even that great. I mean, listen, I don't know about you guys. I will say I'm more of a modern Zelda gamer. I started out in the franchise playing Ocarina of Time, but I've gotta say, I tried to play A Link to the Past, and it was just a little too boring for me. It just couldn't keep my attention.
boy, here we go with Joe defending another old piece of crap. I'm surprised your geriatric ass can stay awake for longer than 5 minutes playing this game.
Fuck you, Donald. This game is a classic. The Dark World is one of the most iconic locations in all of Zelda.
The Dark World theme is pretty lit, but have you looked at the Link sprite lately? I mean, what the hell was going on there?
Shut up, man. You're just jealous because Link is dripped the hell out.
Dripped out? Are you listening to yourself, bro? The red tunic looks like a clown took a shit all over it.
Actually, it's called the Red Mail, dumbass.
No fucking way did you just, actually me. Is your defense of this game that flimsy, you dipshit?
That was pretty cringe, Joe.
Fuck you, Barack. A Link to the Past has incredible dungeons, great music, introduced the iconic Master Sword, and it even has cool, unique magic spells.
Great music, my ass.
I will give it that. It introduced the Master Sword. It had some elements that were classic for all of the future Zelda games. This is true. But there's a reason why it doesn't hold up today. And I think there's a reason why we barely talk about it. And that's because it doesn't deserve to be remembered that much. I know. That might be a hot take, but it's my hot take. It's just how I feel, man. What can I say?
Just love listening to the same two mind-numbing songs for every single dungeon in the game.
You're full of shit, Donald. The dungeon themes are litty on a stack, and you cannot deny the Dark World theme is a top 5 Zelda song.
I might give you that one, but the gameplay makes me wish I never picked up a controller in my life.
Skill issue.
Guys, this is going nowhere. I'm fine with putting it in B tier. The Bombos medallion is pretty sick, after all.
Yeah, you would say that. Whatever, that's fine.
I cannot fucking believe A Link to the Past is going this low, but whatever.
All right, next is Ocarina of Time. I think this is a pretty...
Okay, Ocarina of Time, it's gotta be an S. Putting it under A just would not accurately depict how amazing it is, but I'll take it if it doesn't get an S.
Clear-cut S tier. Nobody can deny that.
Agreed.
S tier? Really? Has our society degraded so much that this is what makes it an S tier these days? I won't...
It was the first open world 3D Zelda game. It broke records for how big it was. Not to mention that those dungeons were very cleverly planned, and we had a whole list of new iconic songs that are still being recycled today, including in Breath of the Wild, because they were that good. I mean, when you still have trace elements of a game from 1999 in games that are being released in the 2020s, I think that goes to show how amazing the game was. How often does a game have a legacy that long? I'm just saying.
Deny that OOT is much better than A Link to the Past, but S tier should be reserved for actual masterpieces.
What the hell, Donald? How is OOT not a masterpiece?
Just put it in S tier, Barack. Don't give him a chance. He'll talk your fucking ear
Shut up,
off.
Sleepy Joe. I'll tell you exactly how Barack. This game may have been good when it first came out, but these days, it's just a big, empty, boring world.
L.
Hyrule Field is fucking empty.
L.
All the dungeons are easy as fuck.
L take.
And the shut the fuck up, Joe.
I don't get how you can simp so much for MM, but you call this game...
I do think Hyrule Field is pretty empty. I think that's a fair judgment. You know, there's not a whole lot of enemies around there. In retrospect, I think the dungeons were easy. I hypothesize that that's because this open world 3D Zelda game was meant to be a little more friendly towards new players. I could be wrong about that, but that would just be my hypothesis about their marketing strategy. Plus, I mean, we all know, if you're a true Zelda fan, you know how much of a headache the water temple is, okay? So you can't call every single dungeon and temple in Ocarina of Time easy, okay? Because the water dungeon is so friggin' hard we still hate the water dungeon all these years later. And I actually think it was Ocarina of Time that made that idea of the water temple being freaking hard for no good reason a classic staple of the franchise. So there's exceptions. Also, while Hyrule Field is this big area that's kind of empty, the great thing about Hyrule Field being empty is that when you ride Epona, it's pretty chill. You don't have to worry about fighting monsters constantly. You can actually enjoy just riding your horse, which I would like to think was part of the function of keeping Hyrule Field so empty. I could be wrong, but I think that that would be a good use of the space, just for recreation. Listen, if you went to a golf course and it was filled with your enemies, how likely would you be to enjoy the game? I'm just saying, sometimes a little bit of nothing is nice.
Game empty and easy. This game has 9 great dungeons, and the bottom of the well and Gerudo Fortress could be considered mini dungeons on their own.
Yes.
Gerudo Fortress? I'll give you bottom of the well, but how the hell is Gerudo Fortress a mini dungeon?
Did your old ass forget about Gerudo Training Grounds or something?
Gerudo Training Grounds is pretty fun.
Yeah, fun if you like torturing yourself. Are you seriously going to defend GTG when it...
Hold on, wait, how is it torturing yourself? It sounds like you just kind of suck at that part of the game, man. What you mean? You gotta elaborate on that if you're gonna be making that point.
has that dog shit toilet room? Besides, it's optional, so how the hell is it comparable to bottom of the well?
Whatever, hater, you just like the niche titles like Minish Cap and Majora's Mask. You're such a fucking contrarian, I swear to God.
Shut the fuck up, Sleepy Joe. It's still better than A Link to the Past.
Listen, okay, I actually like Minish Cap and Majora's Mask. Those were good games too. Minish Cap couldn't keep my attention as much, but Majora's Mask for sure was a great game.
And Zelda 2. If this was my list, I'd put this shit in B tier all day, but I'm fine with A tier for now.
I don't like it, but for the sake of moving on, I think that's fine.
This is such bullshit.
Keeping the N64
Sad. It should be an S tier, but I'll take it.
train going, let's talk about Majora's Mask next.
Easy, S tier, at the very least A. Come on now. The assets were reused from Ocarina of Time, but organized in a different way to come up with a unique story. I will say, I do feel like the dungeons were lacking a little bit, but hey, they only had 1 year to make the game, they had a lot of constraints, and you gotta make it work somehow, but I think it works. And I think that given the time constraints, the team did a great job. And fun fact, you know when Link turns into a Deku in the beginning of the game, and there's that weird cutscene where all those Dekus are around him and chasing him? That was actually a nightmare that someone on the Majora's Mask team had because they were so stressed out during development that they had that dream. And the fact that they incorporated that in the game, like they took kind of the suffering they endured while making that game and put it into the game, just made it so much better, especially because Majora's Mask is known as this really dark Zelda game. It just fits so well. I love how it kind of took Ocarina of Time and was willing to face these more deeper, more mature and darker issues and portray them in an accurate way, but also a hopeful way. Like, I mean, part of the game is that you can't save everyone in the game, right? Unfortunately, you have to pick and choose who you help. But there is hope there. You have a choice. No matter how grim things are, you have a choice. And I like that. It's kind of depressing, but it's real, and I appreciate that. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
S tier of my life.
Here we fucking go.
This game took the engine of Ocarina of Time and created an experience unlike any other Zelda game, and it only took them a year.
Yes.
Honestly, I should have hired the team that made this game to build my wall. They would have had that shit up in a month.
Yeah, it took them a year, and it sure fucking shows.
Listen, Joe. Listen, they still did a good job. The music is still great. The graphics are still not bad. The storyline is hella deep. Okay. And all these different masks with all these different stories attached to them. You actually get to know characters on a personal level. And within a 3-day period of time, you can bond with certain characters or not bond with others. Not only do you play as Link the human, but you can play as Link the Deku, Link the Goron, Link the Zora. You could be all these different people. And your enemy is hella amazing in terms of design, in terms of story, in terms of character arc. Like, by the end, you learn it was just, spoiler alert, it was just a kid who wanted friends. Isn't that the story of the century, that people hurt other people because they were just trying to be loved? Isn't that a universal human struggle? Like, come come on now. The fact that they were able to do all of that in a year makes the game amazing. Yes, in some ways it's rough around the edges, but because it's such a real game, it's so raw, it's so real, that actually, in my opinion, makes it better. It makes it more authentic. Not only is the storyline of that game so much about suffering and overcoming it, but even the game development was suffering, and they overcame it, and it shows. Like, if that's not a good game, I really don't know what is. Thank you for coming to my second TED Talk.
This game has 4 dungeons? Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell is the point in paying full price for a Zelda game if you're only going to be able to do 4 dungeons? And these dungeons are easier than the fucking Deku Tree, I swear to God.
I don't know about that one, Joe. I think I'm with Don on this one. I mean,
Yeah.
MM has an unforgettable atmosphere.
Yeah.
And the side quests, all fantastic and unique. This game
Yes.
has some of the most creative writing in any video game.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
know it's hard for you to stay awake, but maybe you should try reading the dialogue instead of mashing A, Joe.
Fuck off, Donald. I hope you enjoy having a butchered 3DS version of your dog shit game. OOT fans keep winning as usual.
At least they tried to do something with MM instead of doing the bare minimum, while also removing a bunch of fun glitches.
Man, are glitches the only thing you give a shit about? How about you stop watching speedruns and just play the damn game?
I don't know, man. Power Crouch Stab and ISG are pretty great.
You can still get ISG, you fucking morons.
Ooh, yeah, all you have to do is die in midair and pick up a heart. What a useless fucking glitch.
Man, will you shut up? You can't talk about glitches when discussing a tier list, you dipshit.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever, hater.
Wait, why can't you talk about glitches while making a tier list? Listen, in my opinion, glitches are not glitches, they are features. Unintended features, but they are features, and they deserve to be mentioned, for better and for worse. It's part of the game. Why not include it?
You're just mad that all your bosses are boring as hell. MM has the most unique bosses in Zelda.
Bro, you can't seriously be trying to tell me that Georg is a good boss. He's absolute dog shit.
Mad because bad.
He's not even difficult, he's just fucking boring.
Mad.
All you do is shoot him with an arrow, go
Mad.
in the water, and
So
click
mad.
R. That's literally
He's
fucking
so
it.
mad.
Guys, let's just split the difference and call this one an A tier, all right?
Aw, man, why? Why A tier? If Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are an A tier, what the heck is an S tier game?
Still too damn high.
Cry some more, Sleepy Joe. I was fine with putting your precious OOT in A tier.
Fuck off,
I'm
Donald.
putting it in A tier and we're moving the hell on. All right, next up is Wind Waker. I'll just...
That's gotta be S. That's gotta be S tier. You guys, you can't do this to me. This has gotta be an S. Listen, you could put it in A, you could, but you will break my heart. This game is huge. The music is amazing. The art style is awesome. This was a 3D Zelda game that had a lot of expectations surrounding it, and honestly, initially, it disappointed Zelda fans because they expected more. But you know what? Even despite that, the game was released, people grew to love it, and now it's a cult classic. You can't possibly not put it in S. I mean, when a game is so good that even when people get disappointed by it initially, it still blows people away, that's an S tier game.
Just put this in S tier and we can move right along.
Hold the fuck up.
No, please don't. No.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Wind Waker is the most mid game I've ever played in my fucking life.
Finally, this mother...
No! How could you say that? How could you say that? Give me your reasonings.
fucker says something I can agree with. Wind
What?
Waker is so goddamn boring, it makes me wish the GameCube was never made.
What the hell were they thinking going from the dark and grim MM to this goofy ass cartoon bullshit?
Forsaken Fortress is dog shit. Boring as fuck the first time you go there, and easy as fuck when you return.
Fuck you guys. My list, my rules.
If that's how this is gonna go, then I'm out. I'll make my...
What you mean? Forsaken Fortress, the background music in Forsaken Fortress is a freaking bop. You not only sail the 7 seas and have numerous islands to choose from, to go to, and there's numerous different tribes of people that you can get to know, different enemies, but also you go under freaking water at some point. And at another point, you go into a tower that erupts from the sea. I mean, come on now. There's a ghost ship in that game. There's a dragon in that game. A dragon. We learn interesting Legend of Zelda lore. We learn that the Rito and the Zora are connected. It's also adorable, and the King of Hyrule is literally a dragon boat that can talk to you. I mean, when it comes to creativity, that's pretty awesome. And I've just mentioned a few things.
my own damn list.
I'm gonna go play some Zelda 2 randomizer.
Why do I hang out with these clowns?
I don't know, Obama. I don't know. Maybe you have low standards for friends. I'm kidding. I love them all. Even if they have bad taste, they are entitled to their wrong opinions, and I respect their wrong opinions. Guys, in all seriousness though, what kind of tier list is that? What the hell? No. I can't let this stand. Anyway, Zelda fans, drop your favorite Zelda game in the comments below. I want to see what your favorite games are. I want to see how they compare to these guys, because this tier list is not it, fam. It's not it.